The senator from Hawaii.
Mr. Chief Justice, I have a question on behalf of myself, Senators Whitehouse and Heinrich, and this is for the Counsel for the President and the House Managers.
Thank you. The question from Senator Schatz, Whitehouse, and Heinrich for both parties. Can the White House really not admit that Senator King's hypothetical would be wrong? We begin with the House managers.
Senator, we have no trouble recognizing just how wrong that would be. But more than that, it's the natural extension of Professor Dershowitz's argument that if the president believed that that kind of quid pro quo would help his reelection, then it's perfectly fine and non-impeachable. There was a reason, of course, why they didn't want to address that hypothetical. But let me go back also to the question that was asked about the other written reports that Ambassador Bolton and Attorney General Barr were concerned that the president was intervening in cases in which he had business investments like Turkey. Under the theory of the president's lawyers, that's perfectly okay too. If the president thinks somehow that that's in the United States' interest because it's in his interest, that's perfectly fine. It's unimpeachable. Now, is it a crime to give preference to autocrats, to give special consideration to autocrats where you have business investments? That may not be criminal, but it is impeachable. It certainly should be impeachable if we are going to sacrifice the national security of the country, if we're going to withhold military aid, if we're going to bestow favors in U.S. resources to countries where the president has investments. Is that what we want driving U.S. policy? But that's the implication of what they have to say. I agree with counsel about one thing they said. If we have a trial with no witnesses, that will be a new precedent. We should be very concerned about the precedent we set here, because it will mean heretofore that when a president is impeached, that one party can deny the other witnesses, and that will be the new normal. That will be trials without witnesses. And I don't think that's the precedent we should be setting here.
Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Mr. Chief Justice, Senator, thank you for the question. Let me just begin by noting I think it's a little bit rich for Manager Schiff to say that one party, i.e. the president, is going to deny them witnesses. It was the president who has denied any witnesses throughout this process up till now. But to get back to the question on Senator King's hypothetical, if the president insisted that a foreign leader come here and lie about someone else, and he was holding up military aid or a package of congressional aid and saying, you have to go out and lie about this, that would be wrong, but it's not this case. And it has nothing to do with this case. But I'd like to address something that what Manager Schiff said, because he immediately pivoted now to the next thing, that what's in the newspapers? What else can we bring in from the newspapers? There's an allegation that the manuscript says something about conversations that Ambassador Bolton had with Attorney General Barr. Well, Attorney General Barr has issued a statement saying that that allegation, that assertion is not accurate, that that's false. And there are other allegations that are made about what might be in this manuscript. Nick Mulvaney has issued a statement saying that that's not true. So to sort of play the game of there's going to be another leak, somebody might write a book, there's something else, and that's what, again, turning this body into the one doing investigations because the House didn't pursue the investigation, it's not prudentially a wise move for this chamber to take on that task. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.